Hey guys, welcome to the weekly tarot forecast for the Numinous week beginning May the 12th. I'm Lindsay Mack, and the card that I've pulled for us this week is Nine of Wands. So we were in a 9 last week, and now we're in a 9 again. So nines are all about sort of the climax point before a change. They're also a period of kind of aloneness. That doesn't necessarily mean that we'll be alone this week. It just means that our attention is being invited down into ourselves. And it's very wise to follow. Very wise to go down. Because if we're willing to really dive deeply in a 9, the opportunity that will come up from that is a chance for us to really get clear on where we're going, kind of who we are, and to reroute a couple of things so that we're really moving in the best possible way for ourselves. So hopefully that makes sense. The Nine of Wands, so this is the best way I'm going to break it down for us this week, because sometimes the Nine of Wands can come up as being a not so positive card, but actually how I'm getting it for the collective this week is really, really good. So I'm going to kind of forego the definition portion and kind of move into what I'm hearing for us. What I'm hearing for us is that the Nine of Wands is helping us learn how to take breaks and find moments of breath and of pause in the midst of bustle and chaos and our busy lives. That's the best way. But I was going to say kind of a crazy, chaotic time, but name me one person who doesn't have some aspects of that in their lives. Nine of Wands isn't about, it usually comes up as an invitation of kind of like, we might be close to some kind of like burnout, we really need a break, but truly it's the pause for breath before a big sprint. That's kind of how it behaves. That it's a real opportunity for us to get clear on, if we are on a deadline, if we're on 5 deadlines, if we've got a million things to do, if what I'm describing is every day to you, if you have children, like whatever the thing is, the medicine and the lesson is to learn how to take even 30 seconds from one moment where you're being needed to another moment where you're moving, to just be, to take a breath, take a sip of your tea. Maybe it's the only hot sip of tea you'll have all day. Whatever it is, that's what Nine of Wands is calling our attention to. And this is a really good thing, because if we're paying attention to where we are, if we're not paying attention to where we're kind of railroading ourselves, if we're kind of hustling and pushing and moving through our day, if we've got a million things going on, Divine is not going to send us more. Divine is going to send us less, because if we're in a space where we can't even facilitate some self-care with what we've got, we're certainly not going to get any more. And I know that probably everyone listening to this has dreams and visions and things that they really desire to manifest and to plant intentions for. And so your opportunity this week is to shift and transform the way in which you relate, very similarly to a card that's coming up for us, or a card, that's just passed, the Nine of Pentacles. We're being asked to really look at what our relationship is, sort of dovetailing from self-care and creation to how do we pause in the midst of times when everything is completely moving around us, swirling around us. How can we find moments within that to help move us forward? In some of my busiest times, and I mean like touring, reading constantly, like writing, like in some of the absolute busiest times I've gotten Nine of Wands. And the message that I've always heard from my guides is like, you don't want to try to stop the flow of the abundance that's coming to you, but you do want to learn to relate to it differently. So that's our gentle opportunity. This isn't going to be so incredibly pervasive. It won't take over your life this week. It's just going to be little moments to try to see if you can even upgrade the way that you care for yourself in between clients, before a big day, in between, while your child is napping, whatever it is, just ways in which we can, or you can, find a better use and find a more integrative use of moments of peace before you go off running again. So that's what I got for you this week. It's gentle, very simple, but doing a lot of inner house cleaning these next few months, and have been. So it's kind of exciting to go in and really look at the the microcosm, before we sort of move forward into bigger themes again. So I wish you a beautiful week. Be well, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.